doing? What's going on? I know this year has been kind of funky for me with uploading videos, and really I've kind of been trying to take a little bit of a break from YouTube, social media, all that kind of sort of stuff, and it actually has been pretty nice having a break away from that sort of thing. You know, I've been trying to upload a motovlog, you know, almost every single week for the last almost 5 years, and it's like, you know, I kind of got to a point where it's like, you know, I don't really know what else to make videos about. So this year I've kind of been trying to get away from that a little bit, just as kind of like a refresher, to kind of get some ideas in my head. And I don't know if you guys saw the short video that I had posted. I told you guys that this video would be getting made along with a mini-series that I'm planning. And I'm actually pretty excited to start recording that mini-series for you guys. But during this little break, we managed to get over 3,000 subscribers. So today is going to be a 3,000 subscriber special. Now, if you guys have been around for my other subscriber specials, I typically do a Q&A sort of thing, where I have you guys ask me questions, and then in the subscriber special, I answer them. Well, since this kind of snuck up on me, I didn't really give you guys a way to ask me any questions, but today I'm going to be kind of telling you guys a little bit more about myself, because, you know, throughout my motovlogs I do talk about myself, and there are going to be some repeat things here, but this video is going to be a good way for you guys to just kind of get to know a little bit more about me. So let's hop into it. So if you guys subscribe to me from my Josh fight video, chances are you might think that my name is Josh. It's not. My name is not Josh. My name is actually Christian. I am 24 years old, and I'm an only child, which there were some highs and lows to being an only child growing up. Like, it was definitely nice not having to share my shit or have a sibling that just annoys the ever-living fuck out of me. Like, that part was nice, but the drawback of it was the fact that I was my parents' entire focus. Like, every waking moment, their focus was on me, and my parents were a little bit more strict, so I could not get away with jack shit growing up. I was born in Omaha, Nebraska, which is a city on the very east edge of Nebraska. So I was born in Omaha. When I was about 2 years old, my family moved to Lincoln, which is about an hour to the southwest of Omaha, where I grew up there. I lived most of my life in Lincoln, and as of a couple of months ago, my girlfriend and I actually bought a house in Hickman, which is a small town just to the south of Lincoln. From a very young age, I was always fascinated with cars and motorcycles. And I remember growing up as a little kid, you know, I always told my parents, you know, I want to get a motorcycle when I'm older. And my parents always told me, you're not having a motorcycle while you live at home. And, you know, my parents knew some people that had motorcycles and unfortunately passed away in accidents, and they didn't want to see the same exact thing happen to me. So 2 months after moving out, I bought my first bike, which was the red Honda CBR that I actually started this channel on. So if you go back to a lot of my older videos from years ago, you will see my old CBR 300. Music has always been a pretty big part of my life. I played viola in my elementary school orchestra. I only did that in elementary school. I didn't continue orchestra after 5th grade. But in 6th grade, I actually started taking guitar lessons. So I've been playing guitar ever since the 6th grade. I always wanted to do drums, but my parents would not let me do drums. They're like, they're too noisy, you're just gonna be annoying. So kind of around high school age, I kind of started learning drums on my own. Like, I borrowed an electric kit from a guy that I know, and then, like, you know, some of my friends had drum sets, so I'd go over to their house, and, you know, I just hop on the kit and start playing some stuff. But when I was in high school, I actually played in a couple little bands. It wasn't ever anything like very big. Like, I hopped around between guitar and drums in my church's band. And then back in 2019, some of my friends and I, we actually started a rock band that I played drums in. And I'm actually going to be filling in on drums for a couple shows for a local country artist named Jake Clefcorn. So we're actually going to be playing a pretty big show out in Kansas in October, so I'm actually really excited for that. I have 4 tattoos. My first tattoo is actually my 18th birthday present from my parents. I have a crocodile on the back of my right calf. That is actually in remembrance of my favorite teacher in high school. She passed away from cancer, and she battled cancer 3 times. And this third cancer battle, it was entirely crocodile themed. So she unfortunately did end up passing away, and so I got a crocodile as kind of in honor of her. And then on my right arm, I have the praying hands, but the hands have motorcycle gloves. That's in remembrance of like my 6 friends that have passed away in motorcycle accidents. So that's to remember them. It's my inspiration to always ride safe. I have a motorcycle on my chest, and then my right arm I have a haunted house half sleeve. That one's really sick. I always get a lot of compliments on that. I went to college for automotive technology, which is mechanics, so I have my associate's degree in that. I've been in the automotive industry for about 7 years now. Between my junior and senior year, I worked a summer job at a restoration shop. And then my senior year, I got a job at a body shop where I worked for almost 6 years. And then as of November of 2021, I work at a new restoration shop where we do full custom metal fabrication, fully custom cars. We do some pretty badass stuff. It's a really fun job and I love it a lot. I absolutely love spicy food. But here's the thing though, like I hate buffalo wings. I do not like the taste of buffalo sauce. Basically, it just tastes like hot vinegar to me. But like, I love Cajun food. Like, I like spicy food where it's got heat, but it also still has good flavor. So like, Cajun food, I love jambalaya, I love blackened foods, and like that sort of stuff. So spicy food is like my thing, but the funny thing is my girlfriend hates it. She cannot stand food that has like any sort of heat to it. I love rock music, specifically metal and hard rock and stuff like that. My favorite bands as of right now are Ice Nine Kills, Bad Wolves, and I Prevail. So if you do like heavier music, I highly suggest taking a listen to them. We have a puppy. Her name is Dixie. She is a Texas Healer, which is a mix between an Australian Shepherd and an Australian Cattle Dog. She just turned 1 year old on June 21st. She is a massive handful. She is constantly has energy, but she's a lot of fun. She's such a sweetheart. She's such a loving dog. She doesn't have a single bad bone in her body. And honestly, she is surprisingly well behaved. Like, she doesn't get into stuff that she isn't supposed to, and we've never really had an issue with that. We love her though. She's a sweetheart. Definitely happy that we decided to get her, and she loves the fact that we have a backyard now that we have this house. Next up on the list, I have a fear of heights. But here's the weird thing though. I'm perfectly fine on roller coasters. I'm perfectly fine in airplanes. Like, it's almost like I need to be moving or something. Because it's like observation towers at like state parks and stuff. I hate those. I hate standing on them. When we went to Colorado and we went to Cave of the Winds, and they have like one of those high ropes courses where you're like strapped into a harness and then there's like these obstacles you have to do. I hated that. Especially the part that like actually leaned over the edge of a cliff. I hate that sort of shit. But like roller coasters, airplanes, like zip lines, I can do all that stuff perfectly fine. So I have a very picky fear of heights. I love Halloween, I love fall, I love scary stuff, scary movies. Like, that is my shit. Which totally explains why I have my haunted house half sleeve, which I think is part of the reason why I really like Ice Nine Kills, that band that I was talking about, so much, because they actually use scary movies like for their musical inspiration. Be like haunted houses and like pumpkin patches. Like, fall is my favorite time of year. simply because I love Halloween and scary stuff. And lastly on the list, my favorite color is red, and I also really like grayscale stuff like white, black, gray, which really explains the color scheme on my bike and why all of my gear that I wear is red, white, and black. So that's all I have to talk about myself. Also, if you guys ever do have any questions that you want me to answer, either leave it in the comments or message me on my Instagram. I am always open to answering questions, regardless what the question is about. But thank you for watching, guys. If you enjoyed the video, please be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you have not done that yet. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you later.